If you have seen the title to my video, you know exactly what this is, guys. How's it going? Satellarknight here, and I am bringing to you, by your request of course, a Satellarknight deck profile. Sorry about the delay, I was having a hard time putting up this OBS studio stuff together. I'm not very tech savvy. But anyway, so what you see before you is brought to you by EdoPro, obviously. EdoPro, the best. Like, why am I promoting these guys? I don't get anything for it. But anyway, EdoPro is where I go to practice my deck before I actually commit to it. Is that a good way to put it? I think that's a good way to put it. So what you see before you is a variation of Satellarknights that is yet to come. In May, I believe, this whole deck list that you have in front of you will come to fruition. As of now, a lot of these cards are released in OCG only, but I'm trying to get ahead of it, and as should you, in trying to see if this deck works for you. There is a bestial variant to this deck that also works pretty well. I will show you an example of that. I know you guys have been asking for it, but the way I'm running it now, I feel like it works best for me. And remember this, when people start catching on to this and running it in their decks, you're gonna be like, man, Satellarknight was right all along. Utopia synergizes with this deck so well. Okay, I know Link monsters have their own thing. You want to have an Appaloosa in there, but trust me, the end board that you're going to end up with here is far better than ending with Appaloosa. You don't feel good ending with Appaloosa. You do not want that. Okay, so 23 monsters, 8 spells, 9 traps is what this deck is currently composed of. You can run the Link variation or the Bestial variation if you like. That doesn't work for me. And here, this is my Satellarknight deck profile. At first, we only have one ZW. You're trying to limit your bricks, and this is one way to do it. Only have one ZW monster. Your non-targetable Imperm guy, very good. Synergizes with Leo Utopia Ray. One Unukalai, and look at me. It is pronounced Unukalai. It is not pronounced ukulele as somebody on the other YouTube channel said. I don't know why that upsets me, but it does. Okay, so it's pronounced Unukalai. I was about to say ukulele. We got 2 Altairs. You don't need 3, okay? 1 Altea, a very awesome card. This is your new target for Unukalai to send to the graveyard. Altea brings itself back when there is a Satellarknight or a Constellar XC on the field, and it pops a card on the field. So very good card. This is the one you want to send to the graveyard. 3 copies of Pollux. Pollux is an amazing card if you think about it, because his effect cannot be negated by Imperm. I mean, you can target him with Imperm, but his effect to summon an extra extra Constellar monster or a Tellarknight monster cannot be negated. In which case, Altea and Lyra can automatically come to the field. I'll go over the combos with you in a minute. 1 copies of Caduceus. It's Caduceus, not Caduceus, okay? Please, guys, get it in your heads. Pronounce it correctly. Caduceus, and it just sounds better, okay? This is your spell card searcher of the deck. Your second spell card searcher, actually, because Lyra is actually your primary one. But anyway, and it special summons itself if there's a Constellar monster on the field. So his main combo is going to be searchable with Sheraton, and from Sheraton you go Caduceus and usually a Twinkle to make your rank 4 play, okay? You got 3 copies of Deneb, 1 copies of Vega. Vega 1 is perfect. You do not want to have more than 1 copies at this point because it breaks your hand horribly. Horribly. If you're a Satellarknight player, you know what a brick is. You might as well build a house with it, with the amount of bricks you've drawn over the years. Lyra, okay? Lyra is the new Satellarknight that's set to come out in Cyberstorm Access, I think. Whatever it's called. And when it's summoned to the field, when the Tellarknight monster is summoned to the field, this card special summons itself. It chain blocks if there is Ash Blossom. You can chain block Ash Blossom, right? And then poor Ash doesn't get any love. And then it searches for a spell card, which could be any Satellarknight spell card. Skybridge, it can be even a Twinkle, or it can be a Tellarknight Constellar, okay? You got 2 copies of Ascended Sages. This guy is a Photon Thrasher on steroids. It summons itself, and it has a secondary effect. If you go into Utopia, it searches you a spell card. This deck went from 1 searchable card in the NAB to now like all the cards almost search each other. Armed Sage is hanging around by a little thread in this deck. The fact that it can special summon itself if there's a level 4 monster on the field, one level 4, is making them relevant. However, the fact that I only have one ZW monster and I do not need to search for Tornado, I might play with that a little bit later, is all you need to know about this card. Okay, you got one Astrotopia, special summons itself if there's an XC, which please have an XC on the field or else you're playing this deck wrong. And it searches for a spell or trap card. Hello, XC Change Tactics and Numbers Protection. Those are the two cards it can search for you. Okay, you have your Sheraton, an amazing card. Okay, it basically adds your Caduceus to your hand and then you can combo off. Think of it as a knockoff version of Deneb and Lyra, except this guy has a wider search. They both have a good amount of search, except his targets are better, I want to say. Okay, so you got one reinforcement of the army. Who cares? Alright, I used to cry a lot about this card being at 1, but I don't care anymore. Alright, I've gone over it. One Constellar Twinkle. Don't forget, the effect of Constellar Twinkle is not once per turn. If you send it to the graveyard and somehow bring it back to your hand, you can use it again. Oh man, I need coffee. Whew. Okay, then you got your hyper rank up Magic Utopia Forest. The text is too long. Okay, you guys can read it yourself. It's an awesome card, reusable. Keeps bringing itself back from the graveyard. One Sky Bridge used to run 2, now don't need it. All the Satellarknight spell trap cards, spell cards are searchable. The brick, you do not have to think about too much. Double or nothing. Okay, just pretend like this card's not here. I know it's staring at you right in the face, but pretend it's not there. Okay, your XC Change Tactics. Okay, you want to open up with this card as much as possible. This card will get you all these spells and traps to your hand. Okay, that's what you want to end up on. You either want to end up on all these spell and trap cards or bestials. I like the spell trap card variation. You got your Satellarknight Constellar. Essentially lets you summon a Satellarknight non-targetable from the graveyard or from your hand, special summon it, and then you can overlay, if you have an XC Satellarknight monster, you can overlay a different rank Satellarknight monster on top of it. Okay, and I'll show you how that combo works as well. The video is going to go a little bit fast. I have a few replays to show to you guys, but you guys will get the concept. You can pause the video. Infinite Impermanence can be subbed out for Ash Blossom or whatever you want. Impermanence works for me. Double Hooking. Do you guys remember when you used to run Call of the Hunted? This is Call of the Hunted on steroids, okay? It's a continuous trap card. Essentially, you discard a card, then target 2 monsters in your graveyard, special summon them. And then the rest is Call of the Hunted effect. But, here's the tricky part, okay? You discard 1 card, and then the effect goes off. You can discard any of your Stellars or Constellars, and then special summon it back onto the field. Do you know how insane this is? Okay? That's amazing. I would highly recommend trying out 2 of these in the deck for now to start with, and it's a continuous trap card. You can recycle this with Trigger if you want to. 3 alphas, not searchable, don't care, still love this card. And then 1 Numbers Protection. If you have a number monster on the field, which you will, you can negate a spell, trap, or whatever activation, destroy it. And it recycles itself if that XC monster leaves the field. A lot of stuff to go over, guys, but I'm glad that this is finally happening. Extra deck. Number 99 Utopia Dragonar. You got your number 38 Hope Harbinger, your spell and trap card negator. Constellar Ptolemy, an awesome looking card, but all it is a stepstone, no offense, but it's a stepstone to your different XC plays, okay? Like plays like Diamond, because it's a level 6 and you can overlay Diamond on top of it. Diamond is one of your boss monsters in the deck. Mwah! Absolutely beautiful against this meta. Just kicks all the dark monster asses out of this competitive meta. Whatever. Utopia Ray combined with ZW is a double infirm. And it cuts the monster's attack in half, I believe. Yeah, half its attack. And it gets an attack boost if it's equipped with Twin Sabers. It's like Obelisk the Tormentor on steroids. Play these during your opponent's turn. You guys can make this guy bounce to your opponent's hand. Dark Terrorknight Battlemist, who's hanging in here. I don't know if I'm going to be using her as much. Deltaros, an awesome card. Way better if you're using the Link variant of this card. There's a combo somewhere last year that I made of how you link off with this guy and keep abusing his effect to keep summoning monsters. But I'm not running that variant. You got your Utopia stepping stools over here to draw from XC Change Tactics. The new boss monster, you got your Satellarknight Constellar Caduceus. Okay. Caduceus. Once generic 2+2+. Okay, remember that 2+, not just 2+. You can use more than 2 materials, and you will if you have 5 monsters on the field. You will use it. Okay. This is Rongo Congo. Guys, wrong number, whatever, the one that doesn't let you play. This is like the Wish version of him. Okay. So you bring this guy out. You recycle your spells and trap cards or any Satellarknight monsters in the graveyard up to 2. That's a cool effect, okay? I wish it's special summoned, but it doesn't. That's fine, whatever. We don't want it to be too overpowering. Okay, and then you can banish a Satellarknight or Constellar monster from your deck, okay? And then this guy gets the effect of that. That's amazing. So this guy can basically get you a free normal summon. It can search a spell card. It can search another Satellarknight. It's basically has access to the deck, okay? You're a Trigger. This guy bounces everything, non-targetable, bounce everything. I still think his effect is pretty cool, okay? The discard effect is a little tricky depending on what decks you're playing, okay? Flangeries, F them, okay? You can use this effect. Against tier elements, I wouldn't do that. Okay, you get towards Utopic Sage. You want to bring this guy out as early as possible. He's a monster protection for your number of monsters, your Utopia. And you get to search out Arm Save to them, okay? A very good card. Does lock you out of Link monsters, which is why I don't play them, okay? Because I think he's more important. Ptolemize, this guy right here, thank you Konami for bringing him back, or else his deck wouldn't be as effective without him, okay? 7 materials was such a hard task, but somehow Konami has managed to do it. And I feel like that's why they brought it back, because they knew that this support, obviously they knew, but we didn't know, that this support was going to come out, and that it was going to be possible for you to bring out. Why do you think Caduceus is 2+ level 4s? Huh? Is it clicking now? If not, it will in a minute. And then your Utopia double. Okay guys, that's the deck profile. Now let's show you some replays, okay? Let's go, I was going to show you the Bestial variant. I want to see if I still do that. This is if you open, the replay is going to play at its own speed, okay? I'll just do the talking. This is if you open up with Change Tactics. This is the card that you want to play with, okay? Gets you plus draws. Again, with the Nuakala, you dump in Altea, you go into Caduceus, Altea comes back, yada yada. You're making your plays, okay? This guy searches for the spell. Okay, don't forget, and I think I did. Ptolemy can overlay over another Constellar monster. This is how it's easy for you to use the Constellar Satellarknight combination. See, look at all these draws I'm getting, okay? These are +4 cards that I'm drawing in one turn, okay? I know I forget to overlay on top of him with Diamond, but use your imagination, okay? So this is your end board, okay? You're gonna have 2 double imperms, okay, on the field with a 3rd imperm in your hand. I'm gonna wait for this whole thing to resolve and then I'll go over it with you. Okay, so let's call that a net. Okay, so you have your big boss monster, okay? This guy protects, when the opponent monster declares his attack, you can turn that monster's attack to 0. Okay, so that's protection. You have a diamond over here. I know it says Ptolemy, just please, I'm not perfect, okay? This would have been a diamond if I would have activated the Satellarknight Constellar. It's not Master Duel, it doesn't prompt me to do it for some reason. Utopic Sage protects your Utopia monsters, okay? By battle, if you just banish it off the field, I think, right? If a light attribute monster, Utopia, would be destroyed by battle card effect, you can banish this card from your field or the graveyard, okay? This comes in handy if you have numbers protection, because number protection comes, if you use it first, it'll come back and set to the field if this guy leaves, okay? Remember that combination. Your beefy Utopia array, okay? 3,500 attack points and double imperm. Your number 38 Hope Harbinger, your spell card negator. And then you got your numbers protection and alpha to get rid of if shit gets out of control. So you tell me, do you want this board on the end of your first turn, or do you want to end board with Appaloosa with no spell and trap card protection? You tell me, huh? Okay, that's what I thought. So that was the Change Tactics. This is the God board. As you can see, as I have it titled, I'll have it kind of unravel itself, okay? But you guys can slow it down and see the plays of how they play out. Twinkle is very essential. You want to go into your level 4 play. Oh man, what a day. Okay, so there's your Utopic Sage. I don't think this one I forget. Can you imagine if I had Change Tactics here? I'll be plussing. I would have like 8 cards in hand right now. There goes your boss monster, okay? Double imperm. There, I didn't forget. Here's the play, okay? I know you don't have the back row, which is possible. You have, okay, so you have 1 imperm, okay? You have 1 imperm, 2 imperm, 3 imperms. Okay, that's 3 imperms. 3 monster effect negators. On top of that, you got a spell negator here. On top of that, you have Constellar Diamond with 3, I repeat, 3 negates of dark monster effects. What do people run in today's meta? Dark monsters, unless you're playing against Kashtira, which you can still negate their XC, I think it's a dark. If they can even go off with these effects, with all these effects on the board. Not to mention, any card that returns from the graveyard to the hand is banished, and neither player can send cards from the deck to the graveyard. Goodbye, Tournaments. Cannot play, okay? So that's that replay. This is the turn skip, okay? I'm gonna cut this video short, I don't want to go for it. But this is how you, if you don't want to go for the god board, this is how you turn your players, turn off their turn, okay? Is that the right way to phrase it? You skip their turn, okay? You get your 5 monsters on board, okay? Easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? You go Caduceus, 5 materials. You lay Ptolemy on top of it, okay? And then on top of that, you lay into your, what do you call it, Ptolemaeus, okay? I didn't need to add Trevor, but since I didn't have an appointment, it didn't prompt me to skip my opponent's turn, because there is no opponent's turn, okay? 7 materials, first turn, okay? Amazing. If it gets interrupted somehow, you can always detach 3 materials, bring out a monster. But there you go. That's how you skip your opponent's turn, and then follow up, you just OTK the guy. And here's a quick play against Dragon Link. This is just to show you how dominant Diamond is. Okay, I don't know. You guys remember back in the day, Satellarknights would just like, you normal summon the Neb, you try to activate its effect, Valor, done. Okay, your turn is done. You got nothing. Now you have follow-up. You have Lyra. Okay, I'll search that up a little bit better later. Okay, look how this deck plays through interruptions. Called by the Grave. Effect failure. That's 3. I played through 3 interruptions, and I was still able to clear his board and have Diamond on top. Diamond with 2 alphas in the back row. You are not doing anything, my friend. No, negate. Done. Hand empty. He cannot respond. Okay? This deck claps. This deck will be a top 10 deck this year. I guarantee it, guys. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Leave a like, subscribe, please. We're almost up to 400 subscribers in half a year. That's pretty good. Looks like we're going to hit 1,000 mark by the end of this year. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. For now, Satellarknight out. See you later.